Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Malibu Pacific Church podcast here at Malibu Pacific Church. Hey, if you haven't listened to this past week's sermon yet, please press pause now and go listen to it so that this podcast makes a little more sense. We say it every time. We're not going to tell you to live your life. You're already listening, so you're here. It's me, Joel, and we got...
Andy, I'm here. Made it.
Hey, it's Andy. It's Pastor Andy, everybody.
Made it. Just on time.
Just in time. And wherever you're listening to this podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you get new episodes all the time. Hey, let's jump into week number 7. 7.
It is?
It is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, at least that says on my notes.
Is it going to end? When does happiness end?
Never. We are going 4 years deep into this one until everybody can
I want
say
happiness
they're happy.
to end. The series will not end.
We'll say that at the beginning of October. Hey, hopefully you're happy. If not, you were listening.
There you go. Or we'll just keep going.
We'll keep going, right?
Yeah.
Session 10. No, we got 9 of these, so 7. We're going into our last 2 here. And I want to ask a big question. Out of the first 7, what do you think has been one of the biggest, aha moments for you in this, sermon series? As you were either, working with somebody to do an interview, or you're doing your own study for the sermons. What has been, one of your big takeaways inside of this?
Well, I would just say for me personally, make sure you preach what you're living, I think. Mm-hmm. And I have found myself wrestling with, I need to walk the talk here too. So I'm not just giving information.
Yeah.
And it is all about people. It is about community. It has recentered me that the church is about the people of God, and we talk about it all the time as the ecclesia, and so love one another.
Yeah.
And it is actually changing me in that, don't grumble, don't be unhappy. I do have a choice here, and I think after the fires and changes that we were going through in the life of this church, that my spirit had become a bit bitter. And so it's just been a great reminder for me, what does it mean to be happy, how to be happy, and it's not dependent on circumstances. It's not a what, it is a who, and reprioritizing what's important in my life. And so people are important, and to love people. And so it's been a great reset for me.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Practicing what you're preaching, man. That's incredible. So we've had some very big events happen inside of our world in the last week or so. And I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on, the 2 shootings that took place last week in Colorado and in Utah. And just hear from your pastoral heart, because I think that was something that everybody really enjoyed on Sunday, was hearing directly from you, a time of prayer, a time of communion, a time of unity inside of the church when there's really not a lot of unity, I would say.
Right.
So I just wanted to ask your thoughts, when you heard of the news of those types of things, what was your initial pastoral heart? What was that saying?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It was front and center again. We live in a fallen, broken world.
Yeah.
And the timing was a bit eerie in the sense that I had already planned to do this talk on what causes trouble or conflict in relationships. Yep. And it's James chapter 4 that conflict, we fight, we actually kill, and some people literally then to get what they want. And so we need the church like no other time.
Yes.
It's a reminder one more time. Yeah, and Charlie Kirk was extremely, obviously had a movement visible. I think his organization is about $80 million. Is what I heard, has 300 plus people working full time. I mean, it's a major thing, going to campuses and what he was doing and what he represented. Right. Part of also the pain of it is that it's the whole reason why there was the founding of our country, is that you could have free speech and have a dialogue. And I think I mentioned to you last week, I heard Jay Leno. I don't know where he is as a Christian or not, or whatever. I see him driving around town, actually. You do. He's so distinct with his face and his hair.
And the car that
he's driving. Oh, that was Jay Leno. But anyway, I heard him on a podcast saying, Have we come to the place in our country that we can't even disagree or have a conversation, that the only way that I can win the argument or conversation is by shooting you? So I don't know where he is in religion or anything, but I thought it was a good observation that he wants to have a dialogue. He's a comedian. I mean, he's pushing the envelope on some things and issues that comedians are actually taking the other side and making it edgy, and that's what comedy is. It makes us all feel a little uncomfortable. And so am I going to get shot at? Am I, because you disagree with me? And so I thought that was really good. It's just too bad that we as a country have forgotten that was the whole reason why we're founded, is that in England we could not have a conversation, otherwise the king would kill you. So let's start a new country where there is an open dialogue, that we can have free speech.
Absolutely.
And so it's I think that scared a lot of people.
Absolutely.
That I can't believe something or say something, or I might get shot at. I think it really awakened in Christians the fact that martyrdom is still happening, and we do know that martyrdom is happening in the world. And we Americans just woke up to it a little bit, that there are more Christians dying and going to prison. The stats that I am hearing from missionaries today in modern day era compared, there's more happening today of martyrdom and imprisonment than you added up in all of Christian history. So you can look that up. We could disagree on the numbers, but it's just still bad, whatever it is. It was tragic, horrible, and I just let everybody know, we can have a dialogue here, that we decided to deal with it on a Sunday morning, not have our dialogue on social media. And be the church and love one another. And at the end of the day, the call of Jesus for us Christians is to love our enemies. So everybody just take a step back, breathe a little bit. I also very emphatically want to say, be very careful how much social media you are digesting. Because there is a lot of anger there. There is a lot of, are you on my team? And the team Jesus is a church for everybody.
Definitely.
That we can love everybody. And we are supposed to love our enemies. And I'm hearing a lot of divisive language, us against them. And we win by losing, actually, as Christians. Submit to one another. We are to take up our cross. So we're on team humanity, and we're here to love one another. And let's love our enemies, and let's actually do it. So I'm uncomfortable with the way Christians are creating "Are you on my team?" language that I'm seeing on social media.
I think that's all over the place right now, and they're saying there's a new epidemic to loneliness. You know, you're talking about loneliness in this series as well, but the newest epidemic they're saying that's hurting humanity is rage. Is the new thing that they're saying, is that people get so rage filled so quickly these days. Because there's this instant gratification that has come with, our cell phones, our media digestion. That it wasn't like news that was, gave you 24 hours and then you got your newspaper, the next morning. It was immediately and just in your face all the time.
And it's feeding it in the moment, the second you open your phone and go to social media.
Completely.
Boom.
And they're seeing blood pressure spikes. They're seeing they're seeing the physicality of people change and the rage that happens immediately. And so how do we combat against that as believers, as even non-believers, people who are asking the question of how can I join a church if the church is right for me or not?
I don't know about the joining the church, but what to do in that moment. I would turn it off. I mean, I found myself, just being brutally honest here, going through social media and everything's popping up and there is that rage. I felt myself like getting, in a sense, worked up.
Same.
And so I've, A, just turn it off. B, Before reacting to something, pause. Pause and pray. Pause and pray. P and P. Pause and pray. So just pause, pray about it. Ask God, what does God want you to do, and how does God want you to respond? So before reacting, pause. Take a moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So instead of engaging in it, pause, take some time in silence and prayer, meditate on God's word and pray. And remember that God is in control, and our hope is in him. And so let's be careful in getting engaged in the rage that is going on out there. Absolutely. I mean, when Jesus was in the garden and he's getting ready to be crucified, and Judas had already betrayed him, and he's on his knees and he's praying to God the Father, saying, let this cup pass before me, let this cup pass before me. 3 times, let this cup pass before me. I don't want to go through this, but not my will, but your will be done. Okay, I will do it. Once we have surrendered completely, there was peace. And so when Jesus went back to the garden and found the disciples all sleeping, who was all agitated? All the disciples were agitated that it had not spent time in the word and in prayer and in the presence of God. So Peter gets a sword and is ready to fight. And in the middle of the chaos, the only one who was at peace, who was calm in the middle of the storm, was Jesus, because he had already had it settled in his heart. I'm going to do the will of the Father, and the Father's in control. So there is peace in the chaos when we spend time with God and surrender to God's will, not our will. But if we're not fully surrendered, we then want to take control. We want to be in charge. We want to control the outcomes.
Yeah.
And that's what Peter was trying to do. And he's enraged.
Yes.
So Jesus paused, prayed, and then walked into the chaos at peace. So I would suggest doing the same thing.
Absolutely. I think a lot of the, at least what I'm hearing in my algorithms, in my social media, is a lot of people saying, I need to stand up for Jesus. I need to stand up for God. Do you think we need to do that? That's my...
I hope we're doing it every day.
Right?
I mean, right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to stand up for Jesus every day, every moment. And how do we stand up for Jesus? By loving the people around us. What is the greatest commandment? Love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Now, it's easy to love my neighbor because I like them and I live with them. And also then my neighbors are my enemies, the people I don't like. So love my neighbors who I love, and love the enemies or people who disagree with me politically.
Yes.
But my only responsibility is to love the people around me. That's it. So I stand up for Jesus when I serve the people around me. I love the people around me. I give my life to the people around. I give my life to my enemies, which is what Jesus did.
Gotcha.
So yeah, to be on Team Jesus means to love those who right now you think are your enemies. Be very careful. That's the Jesus way.
Yeah, I think the standing up part has gotten changed a little bit in the regards of I need to fight. I'm going to fight you in order to stand up for Jesus. I'm going to, beat my enemy. I'm going to tear them down. And I'm saying this on both political sides.
Right. Right.
Heard not great things from both sides. That's the hard part. So how can we find that happiness and get recentered on Jesus? I know you've been talking about this for 7 weeks, and community is key inside of all of this. But I feel like one of the things you said on Sunday was I thought God was in my way of my happiness, or to happiness.
Yeah.
I think that is something that a lot of people struggle with, because we blame God for bad things happening. Well, if God was this type of God, then why does God allow these things to happen?
Yeah.
Like last week. How do we shift that focus of the blame game or the victim game, and find that true happiness by serving others? Like how do we shift gears into that?
Well, a line I've heard, I think it's just been helpful to me: to feel good, do good.
Ooh.
So if you want to feel happy, give happiness. And so how do we switch the blame game? I talked a little bit about it on Sunday at the very beginning of the sermon, that the moment we blame, we're actually giving away the power, giving our happiness away, saying, I'm blaming you because you hold my happiness. So I need you to do something to make me happy. And so, again, other people are not responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for you and your happiness. And actually, you and I are responsible for our happiness, that we get our joy, our happiness from the God who loves us so, so very much. Other people are not responsible for our happiness. And so, and for us to begin to feel different also is experience happiness, joy in our lives. To feel good, do good. When we start doing good, we start feeling good.
Absolutely.
It changes our entire demeanor. Yeah. So, start serving. Start doing the Jesus way. Servant leadership. Start giving your life away. Start loving people. You will feel loved. Not they need to do something in order for me to feel better or feel loved. That's manipulation.
Absolutely. I saw a great quote the other day. Or actually, no, it was yesterday after your sermon, and somebody said, "Remember, you're the CEO of your life.
Oh, that's good.
You get to decide who's hired, who's fired, and who gets promoted."
That's good.
And that reminded me of the sermon too, because your biggest takeaway, and you made everybody say it. You're like, if we're in a fight, it's because
I'm not getting what I want.
Exactly. So I think that was great. Where did that come from? And I mean, just getting everybody to say that. What was the thought process behind that? Because I know it honestly, it clicked. Like, it was like a light bulb moment.
It got real quiet. It was just more, let's all say it together.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like, it seemed like, I don't know what you thought, you were in the audience, but you make the point. Well, the reason why you're not happy, and the reason why you're mad at everybody, is because they're not doing what you want them to do. Basically, bottom line, when I said, I think one of the services, you're angry. You're just mad at people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of quiet. People's arms were folded. It was like,
totally.
All right, let's just all say it together. The first service, they said it louder than the second, so I don't know what was happening there. They joined in really quick. Second service, I don't know about that, but
they're still waking up.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's just repeat that. That just diffuses it.
Yeah.
I was trying to get us to make fun of ourselves. The reason why I'm not happy is because I'm not getting what I want. So before you even start arguing with somebody, just go ahead and tell them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's happening here is I'm not getting what I want. Yeah. So just to let you know, that's why I'm fighting you.
That's why. Absolutely.
That's why we're getting into an argument.
Yeah.
I think that just diffuses it, just takes the whole issue out of it. Let's just be honest what's happening here, really.
Yes.
I'm mad at you because you're not doing something I want you to do.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just say it.
Just say it.
At least then we know why we're fighting.
We know what's going on.
What's going on? Let's all be honest about it.
Yeah, I think that was actually just a brilliant moment in the regards that people really took that home too, because it just reminded them, like, hey, like I said earlier, I'm the CEO of my life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was just a great moment, because then after that, you brought up the visual of the towel in the water as well. And you want to, bring happiness, you soak in all that water, then you just had the splash zone that was going on, and you got to spread that out. Where did that come from? That
Sunday morning. When you're writing a paper, when you're getting ready to do a lecture, if you're going to do a sermon, well, I don't know if people know, I'm sure maybe you all know this, but you're thinking about it the whole time. And so even on Saturdays, you're taking a day off. No, you're still thinking about it. And I was thinking, that piece came later. I've used the illustration 100 times before that we squeeze things out of people, and that's actually we mentioned it last week, Townsend and Cloud and Safe People, that we try to squeeze things out of people. Andy Stanley also has a great book, Choosing to Cheat, that people eventually leave a marriage because they're holding, his illustration is a rock, and we keep giving him rocks to hold. Donald Miller uses an illustration of bowling balls, that you keep giving them bowling balls or a rock, and they hold it long enough and just say, hold on to this, and I need to work another 20 hours, or I need to, in 10 years, I'll take our family on vacation. So just hold the rock of raising our kids. That's the illustration. So Andy Stanley says, choosing to cheat. Cheat work, don't cheat your family. So, but what we tend to do is we cheat our family so we can go and work. And we're asking our family to hold a rock, or Donald Miller, hold another bowling ball. And eventually, when you keep giving people bowling balls, how many can you hold?
Totally.
2, 3. You give them the fourth bowling ball, not one drops, they all drop. So camp illustration was we squeeze it out of people until there's nothing left. And when we squeeze it out of people, saying they owe me something, I'm trying to get something out of them, or hold this rock is the idea.
Yeah.
A divorce happens because we squeezed everything out of we could from people. And I've literally had spouses come in and say, I just had nothing else to give. And I'm trying to convince them to stay together and don't get a divorce. And one of them will say, she squeezed everything out of me. They're not even crying anymore. I cried 5 years ago. It's a dangerous place when you don't feel anything anymore. And that's what I was trying to illustrate. It's like, I have to leave. I'm done. So there's no tears. It's like, I got nothing left. I cried a long time ago about this is not working. And I was trying to tell you our marriage wasn't working. 5 years later, of me holding the rock or you squeezing it out of me, I'm like, there's nothing else to squeeze out of me. I'm done. Emotionally, I'm done. So the second part of the illustration, I just thought that happened Sunday morning, was instead of trying to squeeze something out of somebody so that I'm happy, if you weren't there, I just thought, you know what we should be doing is soaking our lives in God.
Yes.
And having him fill us up with his love, not expecting people to fill us up, but God fill us up. And then when God fills us up, we have extra. There's tons of, so that was a Sunday morning.
Well, I'll tell you, those two things, man, really hit home for everybody this past week. And I think even as a staff, we were talking about it earlier today. It was just, wow, it was a really incredible Sunday. And I think the congregation felt that. Every Sunday is incredible here at Malibu Pacific Church, let's be honest. But there was just something that helped us as a church just find some more unity, some common ground for dialogue again. So thank you for that.
So you all may disagree that Joel does our social media, that we had a we actually talked about it. Do we engage in the conversation, or we talk about it in church and wrestle with what we're feeling in person, not bring the issues and the dialogue into social media? Let's have the dialogue in person in church. That is a principle that we have. Don't respond to a negative email with an email. Sit down and have a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Because then you can be eye to eye and have a conversation with somebody. So the principle we applied here at the church, you may disagree with it, was not throw it out there into social media, but our principle as a church is to sit down and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
In person.
Absolutely.
So our in person was our Sunday morning, and not engage on what team we're on social media.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. People may disagree with that, but that's what we decided here at the church.
Absolutely, and that is a we decision. That's the beauty of this. This is what we do.
Yeah.
And so if you want to have those conversations, we got Monday.
We'd love to have a conversation with you and love to have a cup of coffee with you and talk about it. But we're not going to disagree or get into a fight. Social media is meant to be fun. It's meant to be a connection. What the moment it starts, what it's been doing, I think, dividing. We're out. Just we're not here to pick sides.
Yeah, We are a church for everybody and every story.
Every story. That's right.
Every story gets messy fast, but that's the thing, is we are for everybody.
That's really good. Every story is messy. That's really good. Therefore, you need to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
It's not 140 words or just a social media post or an image. That's where I stand. Declaring something. Right. Let's talk. That's really good. So that was the principle we applied here. Right or wrong, that's the culture we want here, because we want to build relationships. We want to build unity. We want to get to know each other. And let me say this. I just thought of it. For those of you who are just really hurting about Charlie Kirk, it is wrong. It was bad. It was a public assassination. But you and I need to do what he was doing. He was having conversations with people. So I believe we're just keeping that consistent, that let's go have a conversation.
Yes.
And we can walk away and disagree. That's cool. That's fine. But at least we listen to each other. We heard each other. And at the end of the day, we disagree, but we love each other, because we're here to love one another as Jesus has loved us. So
absolutely. Love God, love others.
So it's interesting how people are becoming divisive when Charlie Kirk was having conversations to create unity.
Totally.
So it's a little hypocritical to be using him to divide when he was trying to have a conversation to unite.
Absolutely. Yep. And so if you want to have those conversations, please email us, or email me, Joel, Joel, at MalibuPacific.church, and would love to answer any and all questions here on the podcast or over a cup of coffee. With that said, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button right now and share this podcast with somebody who needs to hear it. More important, share the sermon with somebody who needs to hear it. Shoot a text out to a friend and send them that sermon link so they can listen to it and have a life change, so they can find some happiness. Again, thank you for listening to the Malibu Pacific Church podcast, and there's going to be new episodes every single week. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Take care.